Hello and welcome to Takeaway Arcade, the video game show for people who don't know about video games. My name's Will Dixon and it's E3 2017! I've just finished watching the EA conference, watched it live, it was all very nice, and that's kicked off the entire event. And it's kicked it off in a very interesting way, I thought. EA for me has always been a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes it's a greedy, horrible corporate entity and it's just really awful. Sometimes it releases Titanfall 2. So it's always a bit hit and miss, and I think that was reflected in that conference. It was very messy, but had some interesting things in it. We'll get the boring stuff out of the way first. Lots of sports. There's the new Madden, new FIFA, which of course is showing more of the journey with Alex Hunter. Weirdly, this whole thing trying to make it look like Alex Hunter was a real football player. Very strange. And then some NBA stuff. Lots of nice shots of very uncanny valley people. They're using motion capture for FIFA, and making full use of all the 4K stuff for the Xbox Scorpio and all that type of stuff. The faces are still getting better. I did notice that all the t-shirts and the cloth physics did all still look pretty ropey, so we'll see if they manage to improve that with the engine as time goes on. But yeah, they had all of that. Then they announced some very interesting things. First one was the new game, A Way Out, by the people who made A Tale of Two Brothers. What was it called? Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. That's the one. A co-op Prison Break game, and it's all designed specifically for split screen co-op, and there were multiple. I picked up 3 or 4 explicit references to split screen couch co-op, and hopefully that is going to be, if that's being embraced by EA, which are one of the biggest players there. Hopefully that means that split screen co-op is going to be making a bit of a comeback. We'll see a bit more about that hopefully tomorrow at the Xbox, at the Microsoft conference, because of course Halo 5 removed split screen, and Halo has always been one of the main split screen. But split screen is apparently back, and I thought A Way Out looks fantastic. Some very ambitious narrative things in there. Love the fact that you get sometimes one character on one side of the screen will be in a cutscene and the other one will be actually moving around in gameplay. And I loved the way that the actual ratio and dynamics of the split change depending on what's going on. Sometimes it will be a little slither for one person, and then most of the screen will be for player 2. Sometimes it's vertical, going across the top and bottom. Sometimes it's side to side. I just thought it looked really good, and a completely new IP. Then, of course, there was the really weirdly quick teaser of the new BioWare EP. BioWare are now a band, and they're releasing EPs and albums. Anthem, which tick in all of my interest boxes. I'm a big sci-fi guy, and it looked like sort of a Gears of War 4 mixed with Titanfall, mixed with a bunch of different things, and I thought that looked really cool. You get a little mech suit thing, and it's sort of post-apocalyptic, but kind of science fantasy. There are monsters outside and the wall. There's probably going to be some things. Bits of it reminded me a little bit about Metro 2033, where you're walking around and seeing all the people in their little lives, and we don't know if it's going to be an action game or an RPG. Probably be an RPG because it's BioWare. But anyway, we'll see more about that later in the week. I think tomorrow. That's why I'm staggering over that. And then of course they closed out the whole thing with lots of Battlefront 2. The guy mixed up with Battlefield because it looks like they've done what everyone thought they were going to do with Battlefront 1, which is basically make Battlefield, but as a Star Wars game. It looks like they've now they've made a big point of saying, oh yeah, we've listened to all of your feedback, and some of it was positive and some of it was constructive. Yeah. And yeah, it looks like they've beefed up and battlefielded the Battlefront gameplay. which I think is a good thing. They've effectively created Operations, which is the big new mode in Battlefield 1. They've effectively created that into Battlefront 2, and they showed off that big section of very impressive looking gameplay. Obviously it's pre-alpha build. I did notice there was a lot of texture pop-in and shadow lighting issues and stuff, particularly when you had the flying droids and the Naboo starship things flying around. You see lots of pop-in and stuff, but technically it'll obviously improve, and that's absolutely fine. But it looked really cool. It looked really impressive. I love the fact that it's got a campaign. I love the fact that the campaign is basically going to be Rogue One, but a generation later, so between the end of the original trilogy and The Force Awakens. And I love the fact that it is a story led by the protagonist is a woman of colour, and I love the fact that she was there. She was the one actually doing the presenting. I thought that was just wonderful. They made a big show at one point about how inclusive EA is and how games are wonderful and creative, and it should be for everyone. And they're going to be doing some live trials, some free trials this week for all their games. But other than that, it was, like I said, a very mixed bag. Lots of sports, lots of esports, lots of play our games and become a famous YouTuber. So they're clearly going down the social route. But then a couple of, like I said, Anthem and A Way Out look wonderful. Oh, there was some Need for Speed stuff as well, which I forgot because it's just a generic racing game by the looks of it. I noticed it did take control away from the player a couple of times, which is never fun. There's something that I thought we moved away from. So it looks like a bit of a throwback in the negative sense for that type of thing, but we'll see. Could end up being really good, and I'm sure people will be playing it throughout the rest of the week. But yep, that is the beginning of E3. If you liked this video, I'm trying to get up as quickly as possible. If you liked this video, we are a relatively new channel. It's usually myself and my flatmate Oscar, but Oscar is currently away. Tomorrow night I will be joined by my best friend Tom. We'll be watching the next few days of conferences. But yeah, if you like this, normally we do a video every couple of weeks. We're trying to sort out our schedule, fitting it around all the other things that are going on, and normally we have a guest on each week, and we're discussing games, and generally trying to make a show that's about games for people who don't necessarily know about games. So please do subscribe and check out the rest of our videos for the rest of the week, and check out our last few videos, and follow us on Twitter. It's @TakeawayArcade, and look forward to seeing you through the rest of E3 2017. Very exciting time. Thank you.